Well, good morning. Dr. Glen here with another Monday Morning Motivation. So I can't believe I'm going to say this, but hopefully you've been watching a few extra hours of TV over the last few weeks. And the reason, if you're like me, you've been tuning in to see lots of the Olympics and really, gosh, I'm so encouraged and motivated by watching those different athletes. Amazing potential that we have, I think, amazing things that they're doing in the Olympics. So just fantastic to watch. And I thought, it'd be remiss if we didn't use that as kind of a launching point for our Monday morning motivation. So there's kind of two things and two kind of general ideas that I brought out of the Olympics that I'd like to share with you. Number one, for the adults that are listening, how we kind of pick and choose our sport. Now, if you look at the Olympics, there's all shapes and sizes, and it's absolutely wonderful. You have the gymnast body, to the powerlifter body, to the runner and the sprinter bodies, to the quick agile badminton players. There's all shapes and sizes involved in the Olympics. Everybody performing at their best, and just wonderful, amazing things that they can do. So it makes me think that there's no excuse for us. We all have different body shapes and sizes, but I'm sure that there's a perfect sport for each of us out there. Not one perfect sport for all of us, but all of us have a perfect sport that we should be getting into and learning, that we're just going to be able to thrive and really, really enjoy and continue on with. So I'd encourage you to not pick what your friends necessarily are doing, but kind of really figure out what you're meant to do and what you're really going to thrive in, and see if you can kind of learn that sport and develop through it. Now, I also want to talk about children. And usually by the age of 4 or 5, I get this question a lot. Parents come in and say, what should I be encouraging my kids into? What's a great sport for them to start off with? And there's lots of great ones. Usually I start with martial arts and gymnastics, kind of the balance, coordination, strength stuff that kids need to be developing. But there's this whole concept and idea that I want to touch on, which is a lifelong sport. And what that means is you should be encouraging your children, at least for one or two of the different activities, to be things that they can carry on through their life. You see, if they're big into gymnastics early on, and as wonderful as that activity is, you don't see many 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds going into the gym to practice their gymnastics for their regular workout and exercise. So what can happen, or the chance, is that by the age of 20 or 30, they drop off, they don't continue on, and now they're left with a void, and they're not as physically active as they should be. Compared to getting your child involved in things like swimming and running and cycling, golf, bowling, team sports, volleyball, basketball, all those things that are very easy to just continue on through your life. And that's why they're called lifelong sports. The reason that we want to encourage that is because it's just very easy to continue on with that physical activity throughout your years. So those are my two comments, my two reflections maybe on the Olympics. Do tune in for the rest of them. I found them wonderfully motivating. We have September coming up. It's a little mini New Year's for all of us to really kind of get back into routine. And hopefully you can throw a little bit of sport into that routine for the next year. Have a wonderful week. If you have any questions, you know where I am, Dr. Glen at rfwellness.ca, and I'll see you next Monday morning.